video, we will cover setting up a session in a TriCaster. When working with the TriCaster, each production can have its own session file. A session file contains all of the info needed for setting up your production. It remembers all of your input and output settings, all of your content and where it was loaded, your streaming and recording settings, and more. This way, you can easily transition from one show to the next with very little setup in between. Every TriCaster session starts on the home page. In this video, we will cover the home page and its options, starting a new session and all of the variables associated with it, including the sessions page. Let's get started. When you first launch the TriCaster, it will take you to the home page. From here, you will see the icon ring. Let's take a look at the different options available from this page. First, click on the Help icon. From here, you have several options. In the TriCaster section of the menu, you have access to the user guides available for the TriCaster and some other products. The user guides are displayed as searchable PDF files. These files can be printed if you like, but don't try to print them from the TriCaster. The easiest way to print one of the user guides is to go to the user guides on our website on another computer that's already attached to a printer. On the NewTek website, go to the Support menu and choose Documentation. Here you will find all user guides for all NewTek video products. Simply open the user guide and print from that computer. The System section of the menu is where you can get to the license agreement and the About box for the TriCaster. The About box contains info on the build number of your TriCaster software and may be needed if you're contacting NewTek for support. You find the build number here. The Add-ons section of the menu shows user guides for the accessories available for the TriCaster. Here you have a user guide for Animation Store Creator and Virtual Set Editor. Animation Store Creator is an application that comes with the TriCaster that will allow you to create your own full-color, full-motion overlay transitions with audio. You can even warp video onto 3D custom objects. In addition to that, a demo version of Virtual Set Editor comes with the machine, so you can use this other user guide to try it out and see if you like it. Then you can buy the full version and install it, and this will remove the watermark on the output that you get with the demo version. To access Animation Store Creator or the demonstration version of Virtual Set Editor, go to the Add-ons icon, and here you see the buttons to launch these applications. Any content produced with the demo version of Virtual Set Editor will have a watermark on it. Once you buy and install the full version, it will be launched from this same icon and the watermark will be removed. This is also where you can launch Animation Store Creator. Once you are ready to start a session, go to the New icon. There are a few things you need to set up here. First, let's give this session a name. We will call this session 8000 Training. If you don't give your session a name, it will default to that day's date. And if you start multiple sessions in the same day without renaming them, then they will be sequentially numbered along with that day's date. It is recommended that you give each session a unique name so it's easy to tell them apart. Next, you need to choose a session drive. If you don't have any external storage hooked up through the eSATA ports, then this will be the D, E, F, or G media drives in the removable drive bays. It could be an external drive connected through the eSATA ports as well. Do not use a USB drive as a session drive, even though it may show up in the list. Only drives in the removable drive bays or media attached through the external eSATA ports should be used. This drive will store all of the session information, including input setups, resolutions and formats, content loaded into layers, mix effects setups, and more. It would be possible to select the D drive as a session drive and then record media to other drives during the show. Remember, you'll need all the drives used during a session to restart that session. For this new session, select the D drive as your session drive. The 4 media drives are removable during a live session. One rule to remember: the TriCaster must have at least one media drive as the session drive during live operation. This drive is not removable during the live operation. If no media drives are present, you cannot start a new session. The TriCaster is available in standard and multi-standard versions. A standard TriCaster only has NTSC as a selection here. A multi-standard unit will allow you to choose to produce in NTSC, NTSC-J, or PAL. When setting a video standard like NTSC, all inputs and outputs must match this standard. You cannot mix PAL and NTSC content within the same session. If it is an NTSC session, then all inputs and outputs will be NTSC. Select your appropriate standard. Next, you want to choose the resolution for your session. This will be the resolution that is set for video output number 1 of the system. You can choose high definition resolutions or standard definition at 4:3 or 16:9 aspect ratios. This does not affect what resolutions can be brought into the session. You can mix and match resolutions on the inputs, and the TriCaster will upconvert or downconvert to match the session resolution for output number 1. If using an SD video source in an HD session, it will be upconverted to high definition. However, if the source is shown full screen on program out, this image may appear slightly softened. From this point, you would hit Start Session, but don't do that yet. We'll come back in a minute to start the session, but let's finish exploring the options on the home page first. Once you have created a few sessions, you can now open any session from the Open icon. Simply left-click on a name to launch it. You can also right-click on a session name to rename it. This is also where you can restore a session to a particular drive when a session has been backed up. The shutdown icon also has a few selections. You can restart the TriCaster, which will cause the machine to reboot and return to where you currently are. You can shut down the TriCaster, which will power it down and turn off the machine. You can also go to the administrator mode. Now, let's go back to the Open icon and select the 8000 training session. This will take you to the Sessions page for that session. On the Session page, you see the name and the resolution of your session in the upper left-hand corner. There are 3 icons on the menu ring. Click on the Manage icon. This is where you can manage all the media you will use during a live production. If you want to use video clips, audio clips, stills, or titles during your production, this is where you can import them before the production starts. Media can be imported from external storage like USB drives or from across the network. If you are going to import media from a USB drive, check it for viruses on an external computer and then plug it into the TriCaster. To import clips for use during a live show, hit the Import Media button. This will open the Import Media requester. Hit the Add button. Now you can navigate to any drive attached to the TriCaster. Navigate to where your media is and select it, then hit Open. Now you see your clips in the Media Importer list. The TriCaster will allow you to import many types of media formats and resolutions. Some clips can be used natively with no conversion, and some clips will need to be transcoded before playback in the TriCaster. When importing video clips, 3 things can happen. 1, the clip adds to the list and the transcode button is off and ghosted. This means the clip will play with no conversions. 2, the clip loads and the transcode button is on but ghosted. This means the TriCaster knows it needs to transcode the clip on the way in, and it will do so. 3, the clip loads and the transcode button is off but not ghosted. This means the TriCaster thinks it can play the clip with no conversion. You can import the clip with no conversion and test playback. If there is an issue, you can re-import the clip and transcode for smooth playback. You can load audio clips, stills, with or without transparency, and CG pages saved out of the standalone version of live text. You can repeat this process to add different media from several different locations. Once you have all of the media loaded into the import requester, hit the Import button. You will see the progress of the clips as they are imported. Once everything is imported, the Import Media requester is again empty. Close the requester. When the content has been imported, you can look to see that all of your content is there. The Browse buttons allow you to easily do this. If you want to look at any of the imported video clips for the currently loaded session, click on the Clips button. This will take you to the Clips folder for that session. In here, there can be up to 5 folders: Import, Capture, Motion, Share, and Saved Streams. Import holds all of the imported clips. Capture will have anything that was recorded by the TriCaster during the live show. And Saved Streams will have any recorded streamed files that were streamed live during the show. The Motion directory will have any motion CG pages saved out of live text internal to the TriCaster as video clips for use in the DDR and downstream keyer. And the Share folder will have any content shared using the sharing feature during the show. Let's talk about the directory structure and where everything goes. Your TriCaster has an internal system drive and 4 media drives. You should use the D, E, F, or G drive in the removable drive bays as your media drives. External drives can be used only if they are eSATA and attached via the eSATA ports. Don't try to use a USB drive to record or play back from it. It's not fast enough. On the session drive, the TriCaster will create a media folder. Inside the media folder, you have the types of media available, including clips, sound and music, stills, and titles. In each of these folders, you will see the sessions that are stored on that drive. If you click on the Clips folder, you will see the 8000 training session we created. Go into that folder, and you will see an import folder. Inside this folder are all of the clips that you imported. You can see the path in the requester: D, Media, Clips, your session name, and Import. So all of your imported audio clips will go into D, Media, Sounds and Music, the session name, and the Import folder. And all of your stills will be in the D, Media, Stills, your session name, Import folder. Close the Windows Explorer window. Along the top of the Sessions page, on the right side, you will see a few icons for social media sites and more. Click on any part of the icons or the gear to launch the Account Configuration panel for social media sharing. This is where you can enter the information to log on to your social media sites or FTP and local storage options. Log into Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube using your username and password. You can also choose to post as another page you are an administrator for on Facebook, such as your company's page. Here, you can set a local or network drive as a destination for any shared media. You can also log into an FTP site and upload shared media files there. When working with Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, you have the option of applying a watermark, which can be any image with Alpha Channel. This watermark will then appear on any shared media for these sites. When copying files to FTP or local drives, you have the option to prepare for web, which will take the 100 megabyte per second MPEG file wrapped as a QuickTime and convert it into a web file format much smaller and easier to transport. Once all of your media has been imported, you are ready to start the live desktop. The graphics icon launches the included character generator called Live Text. This is discussed in its own training video. To enter the live desktop, click on the Live button in the menu ring and click on Start Live Production.